get my light on. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's morning over here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I bring you great love. I bring you hope. I bring you great tidings of good news this morning. Let me get my light on. Put on my lights. Yeah. So how are you? I just thought to jump. You know what the quote of the day is? It's by just want to by Mary Angelo, and she says, "If you don't like something, change it." Yeah. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Change your attitude. You can change it. That's the message I bring you this morning. I bring you love from Lagos, Nigeria. It's a great day for me. I'm ready. I'm ready to achieve my goals today. I hope you have you have some things you must achieve today. First of all, starting from um, um, a- um, activity goals, yes, activity goals. You start from activity goals, and then you get onto then that yields the results, right? Yeah. So what have you set for you to do today? What have you set for you to do today? And quickly get onto it, and you tick it, you check it. You can actually go ahead and list out the things that you need to do, and when it's done, you could just tick it. You do it, you tick it, you do it, you tick it. Personally, whenever I do that, it motivates me. It gives me a boost. It's like a student in school that you know that gets a pass. It does something to you, boost you to give it more, to do more. So you could do that for yourself, especially if you're self-employed. But you are actually self-employed, whether you are employed, like you have a job. Hello, hi, good morning. How are you? I've jumped in here to discuss the quote of the day. I just thought to spend some brief time with you to discuss the quote of the day. Wonderful, wonderful quote by Mary Angelo. She said, "If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, and change your attitude towards it." Remember, they said something also that if you change the way you look at something, then the way that thing looks will change, right? Oh, awesome. Awesome. You can apply that to different areas of your life. You can apply that. I had this big rat that had come into my home, and oh my God, oh my God. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and some of the things that we face is rats. Big rats. Some of them can be really, very big. It gets me very scared whenever they come into my home. I hate the fact. Oh, I just hate it. And then before you know it, they get spoiling things. They get eaten into the wall, eaten into the cabinet. They spoil things. And I think it's a very good story for the quote of the day. I hated it. I just hate it. Oh God. I mean, it's an unwelcome visitor. Who wants a rat in the house? I don't know. Maybe some people like rats as pets. I do not know. And so I had to get up one day. I was in the middle of my Zoom call was still on. I normally have 7 p.m. Zoom call every day. I want to invite you to those Zoom calls because we learn a lot. We learn a lot about preventive lifestyle. We learn a lot. So you can actually open up yourself to learning. And so I had to hand Zoom over to one of my leaders, and I said, I need to do something. I need to do something. I'm not spending one more day, one more night with this rats. I'm telling you my rat story. And so I just went out. I just went out and I said, I must get this rat's poison. I'm going to get it tonight, no matter what it takes. If I have to get to the market, whatever it is, I have to get the rat poison tonight. And I did. I did. I was happy. And I was told how to do it, how to mix it with crayfish and all that and all that. Well, this rat is like they have some level of intelligence. He didn't go near it. The rat did not go near it that day. Yesterday morning, when my kids told me that, Mommy, the rat didn't touch the stuff. Hello, hey, Jason. We're discussing the quote of the day by Mary Angelo. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude towards it. So I'm telling the story of the rat that entered my house. And so I woke up yesterday morning and I was so like down that the rat did not die. And the rat was getting bolder. It would actually not wait till midnight, like when we all go to bed, go upstairs to bed, and it just takes over the whole of down floor. And oh my God, it wasn't funny at all. But when you make up your mind to do something, that way must show. And I was praying, and like, God, help me with the rats. And just getting talking with my girls, and they were sharing with me what their classmates said. And from the discussion, I was told that they love beans. I said, you kidding me? No wonder it has eaten my beans container. The plastic of beans, because they will eat plastics. Like, those brats are big, they are crazy. And it was eating the beans that had the container. Hello, Kazim. Nice to have you on the live video. We're talking about quote of the day. Quote of the day by Mary Angelo says, if you don't like something, change it. Change it. Yeah. So what you can change. No need, no negotiation. What you can change. So this is a story of how I changed what I didn't like. So the rats, and I woke up yesterday, I just knew that your days in my house is ended. So also from the story my children were telling me, from what their classmates were sharing, and I said, oh, beans. So I brought out the beans, put in the container, sprinkled the poison on it, got bread. I know they like bread, sprinkled the poison beneath. So because if you have to do it the way that, if you don't do it well, they will suspect that something is wrong. And so I was happy. I needed to come down to the kitchen for something. And I saw that the bread I kept on the floor was gone. Wow, it's eaten it. And the beans was almost halfway finished. And I was so happy. In fact, they said the poison works so well that you should not be careful. If you have dog in the house, it will kill the dog. So this is the story how I was able to change something I didn't like. Maybe you can share your own story, how you are able to change what you don't like. But there are things in our life that we don't like. Now, the first thing to do is to check if you can change it. I could change this one. I got up from my seat. I left the house. I handed the Zoom call to my leader. I said, you know what? I have to do something. And I went very far. I was willing to go any length that night to get a rat poison, to kill this rat that's entered my house, that's already making me uncomfortable and spoiling things. And that's how I was able to change it. So if there's anything you don't like, change it. And you know where the biggest challenge is? The biggest challenge is you looking inward and truly assessing yourself. And if everybody does that, I mean, we have a wonderful world. Yeah. Truly assessing yourself and checking out the things that's in you, that you do, that's not working for you. And change it. Thanks for the like. You can share the live and change it. Maybe you sleep too much. Maybe you don't wake up early enough. Like, that's one of the, like, I'm naturally the kind of person that just want to just sleep. I just want to stay in my bed and wake up when my eyes open. That's me. But I know that one of the ways to up my productivity is to start my day early. That's it. I have to go to bed early. And that's where the problem is, because I don't go to bed early. I'm a late person. I'll be up and up and up and up. I need to learn to go to bed early so I can wake up early. So that's something I have to change within me. And I have to change it because I have the power to change it. I have to change it. Maybe you don't read as you ought to, because everybody hopes to be successful. Everybody hopes to be a leader. And they say leaders are readers. I used to escape into audiobooks and listening. And I would do that. I went away from reading. I used to read a lot. I have so many books on sales, marketing, motivation, success, whatever, wealth creation. I have so many books on that, life, marriage. I have a lot of books I have read. But somehow, as you journey through life, some things happen and then you just lose some. Things. One of the things I kind of shifted away from was reading. And now that's something that's not good. If you don't like something, I don't like the fact that I don't read like I used to. So I had to go back to reading. Yes, that's something I didn't like. I had to change. Yes, and I'm giving you examples of things about myself. You need to do your own self-assessments. There's no perfect human being, but they say progress is perfection. So if you can identify it first and then change it, the things you can change. If there are friends in your life that are not adding to you, these friends are not helping you, you can change it. Perhaps if it's your spouse that is not really, really what you want it to be, you may not be able to change that. I mean, that's your spouse, or okay, even your relation, your family, your mom, your brothers and sisters are the way they are. You may not be able to change that. So that's why the quote of the day says, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, so there are things that you may not be able to change. You just may not be able to change. Maybe you have parents and you just, by what you've learned, what you've known, the way they are is not just it. You can't change it. It's still not an excuse. There's a way out. So the quote of the day, it tells us that we can change our attitude towards it. Oh, and that makes a whole lot of difference. When you change how you look at things, the way things look will change. So it's so wonderful to hear these things, read these quotes, read books, get different angles about life, okay? Not just sit back and accept that there's nothing I can do. What can I do? You know that kind of statement? Something happens in a situation and somebody says, yeah, but what can I do? That's not, that blocks off your mind totally. Once you say, what can I do? There's nothing I can do. Your finance is not where you want it to be. You are behind on bills. You always struggle all the time. Like every year is the same thing. Every year you struggle to pay your rent. Every year you struggle. I heard TD Jakes say something that was very striking. And he said something like, you're going to live 50, 60, 70, 80 years of your life. And from year to year, you face the same problem. You struggle to pay your bills. Is that the kind of life? Is that why God created us here? No. It's possible to plug it into a system that can help you put those things behind. And permit me, so that when you go to praying, you don't pray about every other thing that any other person can do. You pray to God for what man cannot do. That statement really hits me. Like you're praying for blood transfusion, something that man cannot do. Somebody has leukemia and they need a new blood, or somebody has a genotype that's not good and they need a new genotype change. You know, you could spend time in prayer for something that man can't do. That really, really hits me. So that means that it's not true that many things that we feel we can't change may not be true. Like the economy is bad. Many people feel the economy is bad. The country I live in, what did you expect? The country I live in is already bad. Now, that shows that we need a change in how we see things, the change in attitude, change in perspective, right? Because if you look around the same country you live in, there are people living in the same country, facing the same challenge, facing the same crisis, facing this with the same government, same policies, who are making it. So if they are making it, then I may need to change my attitude towards that, change my attitude towards economy being tough, right? Kazim, what do you think? Yeah, change my attitude towards the economy, change my attitude towards the country. Maybe you need to listen to the news less. One of the things we're taught in our success classes is to turn off the news, turn off the TV. The only thing you have there is bad news, and they're not going to help you because you owe yourself to make a success of your life. You owe it to you. So give yourself permission to make a success of your life. All right. So quote of the day, think about it. Just take a good think on it. If you check my story, you'll see it. I shared on my Instagram story and my Facebook story. The quote of the day by Mary Angelou. If you don't like something, change it. And there are so many things you can change, including your attitude towards how you look at life, how you perceive things, how you see yourself, what you tell yourself, how you see the other person. When somebody comes to your mind, what thoughts fills your mind? That person, I don't like him. It's negative, then you have to change it. Change it. Change the thoughts that you dwell in. Change it. You have the power. If you don't know how to do it, then connect with people who can help channel your mind and your thoughts to positive, so that you can live I think the reason why I need to do that, so I can be more impactful in my living. It will be of no use that I've lived just like any other person. I believe if you practice the principles of how to make life very successful, it will not just be for you alone, you'll be able to help other people. So I hope I have been able to get home on the thought of the day. So see you later in the day on tea time, or I can come live where showcase some of my products. However it is, I just want to wish you a very, very awesome day. Make the best of the day. See the day differently, no matter what bad news have hit you right now, news of whatever. Just change your attitude towards it, all right? Change your attitude towards it, and I bet you're going to have a wonderful day. Sometimes you wake up and the day doesn't look fine. But if you could just switch it, okay, you'll have a good day. Apart from praying,